Welcome back, friends. Zach here, full-time reseller, and once again I'm here to share with you everything I sold online over the weekend. This is everything I sold on Saturday and Sunday, and I'm getting ready to process all of these items to ship out this morning as it is Monday. Wasn't a real great weekend for sales, but it is at the peak of the holiday summer travel season, and so hopefully things will be picking up after we get past this time of year, and as we move towards Q4, sales will definitely be picking up. So definitely going to go through all these brands, share with you everything I know about the item, give you an idea why I purchased it, what the item's about, maybe the materials, what I paid for the item, and what I sold it for. So let's get this thing going. First item I have here is a Birdwell terry cloth hooded pullover. I actually sold this item about 2-3 weeks back, but it didn't fit the individual, so they were good about sending it right back to me. I relisted it and it sold immediately. This guy here went for $44 plus $8 shipping. And what this garment is intended for is generally for like a surfer or maybe somebody who swims a lot. And the idea is because it's terry cloth that when you get out of the water, you just basically slip it on, you dry off, or you can use it as a towel. It kind of doubles for both. But Birdwell is a pretty good brand. Be on the lookout for it. Not super common, but does have pretty good sell-through rates. And I do believe, again, it's a surf company or like a coastal clothing company, but glad to see it move on and happy to see it go. All right, next item up to bat is an item I do source pretty frequently in my area. We did at one time have a Harley Davidson dealership. They've since sold out and renamed it to another company. But because of that, there's a lot of bikers in my area. So I always go back to that old saying that you should try to source things that are common in your area. And for me, there's a lot of bikers. And so I just try to find the Harley Davidson gear. The other side of that is Harley Davidson outfits are very expensive to buy brand new on the retail market. And so if you can find them on the used market, there's some guy out there that wants to pay a discounted price for that garment. And so this guy here, I sold for $16.50 plus some shipping. I only gave a few bucks for this as part of a $5 fill-a-bag sale at a local thrift store. And I believe I just sourced this a week or two back. It does have a small hole on the back, so I went ahead and denoted that in the listing. That didn't seem to matter because this is a 3XL, and plus size garments will sell for me, and they sell better, especially in Harley Davidson. So glad to see it moving to its forever home. All right, next few items are not any big bangers, not any big money makers, but items that I all sourced for very cheap. This is just a Billabong button-up short sleeve shirt, nothing special about it. I use keywords like surfer, skateboarder, outside, outdoors, grunge, anything like that that gives more light to a potential buyer is my mindset. And you can be real imaginative or inventive. I believe I only paid $1 for this shirt at a garage sale a few weeks back. Probably could have got a little bit more for it because Billabong's not a bad brand. I don't want to say that it's the best brand to resell for clothing. I do like Billabong and I wear some of their garments, but nonetheless, it's moving down the road, gonna make me some money. Happy for that. And again, it sold for $10 plus $5 shipping. So shout out at Chris at Peak, very knowledgeable reseller. I watch him a lot and I do see that he sources a lot of FootJoy polos for the right price and then he flips them in the summer. I like a lot of the upper end golf polos like Roback and Grayson, but I've came to the understanding and decision in my mind that those are just hard to find. And during the summer months, I really struggle to sometimes find good spring and summer apparel. But again, I have a lot of golf courses in my area. And so I've decided if I can find the right golf polo, even if it's a lower tier brand, I will source it and try to sell it. And so this is a good example of picking up a golf polo just for a couple bucks at a thrift store. It sold for $12, which isn't a huge profit, but I also got shipping out of the deal. It's a clean FootJoy. Happy to move it, happy to see it get down the road. So this is a Fly Low button-up outdoor performance hiking shirt. And I bought this about 4 or 5 months ago up in Colorado. This guy right here sold for $17 plus $6 shipping. I think it probably would have sold a little bit faster, but it's not in the greatest of color. It's kind of like a salmon or off pink color. But with these outdoor products, because I sell a lot of GORP or outdoor adventure apparel, I like to use all the keywords you can imagine, like hiking, climbing, camping, trekking, outdoors, outdoor life, you name it, and I just go from there. I also try to include details about the materials, and because this is more of a performance material rather than just cotton, I put that in the listing. And then I went ahead and put salmon as the color. Salmon catches a little more attention to a guy than just pink does, and so that's just a little bit of psychology, I think, going into my listing. But glad to see it move. I believe I did pay $4 and some change, or maybe $5 and some change for this, but it's gonna move down the road and again find its forever home. So again, here's another example of just finding a golf polo that was very cheap. I think I paid $1 for this. It's just a Callaway men's pinstripe polo. It's performance material, so that kind of helps it. I stopped buying Callaway polos a couple years back because I didn't like the profit margins. But again, I've decided if I can buy them for the right price, I don't mind selling them. This guy here didn't sell for a whole lot. I think it went for like $13 or $14 and some change. But again, my buying cost was very, very low. And with golf polos, I'm just good about putting keywords like drive, putt, clubhouse, golf pro, and that just brings along more potential buyers. So this is a Western brand that I've moved away from buying, and it's not that I've bought a lot of it in the past, but it's just not a very good mover. This is a Roper men's paisley shirt. I bought a couple of these about a year ago. The other one was paisley, but it was a better color, and it sold much faster for a lot better money. But I've had this for quite a while, so I took an offer of $12 plus shipping on it. I'm good with that. The thing it didn't have going for it is it didn't have pearl snaps, and I think pearl snaps are definitely an upgrade. It's also kind of a lighter material, and Roper is just not the best brand, but I sold it off of style, not necessarily brand, and I've mentioned in past videos that sometimes a weaker brand, if it's got a good print, or maybe it's in a good size, a good material, or a good color, sometimes you can leverage a better sale or a quicker sale by just denoting those things. And so taking more time to think about what you're writing and what you're listing and documenting as you create your listings will only help you. So here's a fast one for you, a great brand, but this was a damaged shirt. It has a hole on it and it's a little bit faded. This is an Ariat short sleeve Western shirt. It does have a nice geometric print, but it's kind of in an orange colorway, which is okay, not the best color for men. This guy only sold for $9 plus shipping, and I went low on the price because it is a short sleeve and because it's damaged, but I knew I could sell it because of the brand. And so sometimes you can take these power brands, and even if they have flaws, you can still sell them. I wouldn't do that with a brand that is of not good quality. All right, so I was once a wrestler, and I want to shout out my good friends who coach the boys and girls Aztec Tigers wrestling team in Aztec, New Mexico. They got a dynasty going on over there, and it's been going on for some years. And so shout out to the godfather of them all, Herb Stinson, who is the creator and is the guy that started the whole wrestling dynasty. But nonetheless, I'll get off of that. This is a wrestling travel bag. It is Rudis. Rudis is a strong company when it comes to wrestling apparel and wrestling shoes, but it's kind of hard for me to find. When I find their wrestling shoes, they sell fast and they sell for good money because they're of high quality and they're a very desired brand, and because it's a very expensive brand when it comes to the retail price. And so this brand was from a local high school. It does have the high school's wrestling team embroidered on the front. I just denoted that in the listing. But this bag was camouflaged. It was pretty clean. It was missing one of the side buckles, but that was not a big deal. Just denoted it in the listing. And this guy I sold on an offer of $75, but I also tacked on $18 shipping because it is heavy and it is big and awkward. So I always want to make sure that my shipping costs are covered. So I'm winding it down, just 2 more items to go. I love selling sports apparel, sports equipment. I don't come across enough of it of good quality to make it worth my time. But a couple weekends back in a video, I bought 2 baseball bats for $1 a piece. This is one of them. It's an Easton Mako T-ball bat. I thought it was worth a little bit more money, but that's okay. I still sold it for $16.50 and got a good amount of shipping because it is long. This was only bought for $1. I'm happy about that. Again, keywords I use would be pop, fly, fielding, bunt, home run, swing, all those baseball terminologies. Just gonna move your products along if you got them to sell. All right, this one's for all you cheeseheads out there, for you football fans. I think this was just in a past video last weekend, maybe me garage selling, I'm pretty certain it was. This is a Green Bay Packers replica Riddell helmet. So it's not an actual helmet, it's just the kind that sits on a shelf or on a desk for a big time fan. And the Green Bay Packers have a huge fan base. I picked this up for $10. Does have some scratches on the back of it. One of the decals on the side of it also has a flaw. It's a little bit lifted. So I just denoted it. Took an offer of $50 plus a good amount of shipping because it is sizable and it's a little bit heavy. Happy to see it move. I figured this would sell pretty fast and I was happy to purchase it for the price I did. So as you can see, people, I'm always having good consistent sales. Some of this stuff didn't make me the best of profits, but it's always money coming in, and that's a lot of things that I paid very little for. I like to keep my buy-in costs low, and that's why I like to do a lot of garage sales, estate sales, you name it, and shop at the thrift stores that are the cheapest in my area. So as always, I appreciate you watching. Thanks for all the new viewers and subscribers. I appreciate you supporting me on this content creation endeavor. I'm grateful. If you like this video, please hit like, make a comment, or as always, please subscribe.